Alright students, welcome to your last Copperclip video. Today I'm going to show you how to make your books. Alright, so we're going to start with 6 pieces of paper, of plain white paper, and you can pick whatever color you want for your cover. I have gray, blue, pink, and green, so you take whatever one you want to. So we are going to start by folding the paper in half. Make sure, just like the origami, that you line up the edges so they're not overlapping or anything. And then we're going to use this tongue depressor, this popsicle stick. I know it seems weird to do, but you want a really strong crease. So it's good to use that when you're making the creases of your paper. So we're going to fold 6 of these. Right, and just rub it like that. Just kind of go along the fold. Right. 4 more to go. Make sure you do take your time with this too. I'm kind of going fast because I've done it a lot, but this is your final project, so let's make it count. Alright, just 2 more to go. Now each folded piece of paper, the technical term for that is signature. I don't know why they call it that, but they do. Okay. Bet you're rolling your eyes at my music choice, but I thought classical piano would be appropriate. Helps you focus and concentrate. Okay, so once we got all of our signatures folded, stack them together like that. They should be nice and crisp and lined up so they're not coming out at different angles, so they look good. Okay, now your next step is you're gonna take this needle tool. Probably looks familiar from ceramics, but we're gonna use it today to bind our books. And it works just fine for that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna open one of your signatures and just stab a hole as close as you can to the middle, just right in the middle. And make sure you're stabbing right on the fold, not on the paper. See how that is? Right on the fold there. All right, now we're gonna make 2 more holes, about maybe like a pinky's width from the top and bottom. So 2 more holes, one right there, one right there. Now, you can do the next step with a couple at a time, but I would not do more than 2 just because the paper's thick, and then you could, create a bigger hole, and then you got a problem. So we're gonna just put the papers inside each other like that, and then use the one you just poked a hole in as a guide. All right, now if you really want to be precise with this, you could take a paper clip, which I will have for you. You could take a paper clip and clip the papers together like this, so they're not falling out on each other, so they stay lined up, because you want these holes to all be in the same spot. So we'll just go through the same holes we just made on the bottom, on the top, and in the middle. And remember to try to keep it right on that fold. You don't want it to be on the actual page where you're gonna have your designs. All right, so now let's do 2 more. Make sure they're all lined up. Use those same ones as guides again. Alright, now remember to clip it. See if we can get them lined up. There we go. Alright, same thing, just repeating the process. Careful of your fingers on the other side. I've stabbed myself before. That doesn't feel good. Not at all. Alright, looks like we just got 1 more to do. Just this one and then the cover. So we could fold the cover too now. And this will be the last one we do, since it'll go on the outside of the book. So let's fold that and crease it down just like the other ones. Okay. Nice and lined up. Same thing. Now the cover is actually cardstock paper, so it's thicker. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get through. To push it a little bit more. Okay, so now we've got, that's what you want right there. You want those 3 holes on your cover and on the inside. Okay. So now we're actually going to stitch this thing. All right. So the hardest part of this is getting the thread through the needle, through the eye of the needle. So first let's start with how much thread you'll need. Now I've got different colors of thread. I'm just using red so you can see it better in the video. But we're gonna do the thread. You want the thread to be about 3 lengths of the book, top down. So I would do it like this. Take the end and fold it over. There's 2 and there's 3. All right, just roughly around there. You want it to be about that long. And then just snip it and you've got your thread. All right, now we're gonna thread this needle. Let's see if I can get it on the first try. I might need to help some of you with this, but that's cool. All right, so you take your needle. Be sure not to lose these because I've only got so many, so keep it by you, and it's hard to because they're so small. So it helps to just kind of twist it like that, twist the end, make it flat enough that you can get it through. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so those of you who have done some sewing before, a lot of you probably tie a knot on the thread, but do not do that with this. What I would do is just twist it like that so it doesn't fall out when you're stitching. Alright, so just kind of let it hang like that. It doesn't need to be tied. You do not want it to be tied actually, because we're gonna knot it later. Okay, so this is how you start. You start just by putting the needle through the hole that you just made in the center. Alright, pull it down and leave about, I don't know, like 2-3 inches of thread like that on the inside. You'll find out why later. Again, be careful of your fingers. Okay, so now we're gonna take our needle and go through the top hole. All right, and you might experience that your pages have shifted a little bit, like mine. So you just gotta kind of wiggle the needle till you get through. Looks like I got it. All right, so then pull it through. Not all the way though. You still want that tail there. All right, now we're gonna go past the center and down into this bottom hole right here. Same kind of deal. Right through. Pull it. All right, you can start to just yank on it a little bit to try to make it taut. All right, not too much though, but yeah, just a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna flip onto the back and poke it through that same middle where you started. Okay, here we are. Now pull it through and you're almost finished. Now the last step is to tie the knot. Now to make it really secure, what I do is I have a piece of thread on each side of this middle one here, because then you kind of tie it all together. It's a good way to do it. Okay, so let's slide that under there, pull it through. Pull both ends so it's tight. Kind of want it to be springy like that. Don't pull it too tight though, because you can tear the pages. All right, so now I'm just gonna tie these, and we'll do a double knot to make it extra secure. Right, there's one, press down on it, and here's the second one. So this is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, that's what we call this. Okay, push down on that knot again. All right, now you've got a decision to make. You can take this paper clip off. So you can leave these tails. I kind of like the way they look. It's kind of just a design choice. It's your aesthetic, so if it's your taste to have that, you can keep it. If not, you can cut it all the way off if you want to, if you don't want to have them. But I kind of like the way they look. And it also tells you where the middle of your book is, too. All right, so now you've got your book. It's totally bound. Your next step is just to take a pencil and just label each page, because every page is going to be a different part of the book, and we're going to have different things that we're going to do in different pages. So just label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Through the last one, which I think is 24. Alright, cool. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. That's pretty much it for stitching the book. You've got yourself a nice handmade book. One of a kind. Alright, have fun, kids.